Hey, and welcome to a video on nitrogen oxide pollutants and how they affect the environment and human health by a guy who isn't very good at drawing. This video will show the several different nitrogen oxides out there, the main pollutants and their effects. So there are 7 different nitrogen oxides where some are more common than others. D-nitrogen trioxide and D-nitrogen tetroxide only exist in small concentrations in flue gas. In fact, it's in such low concentrations in the atmosphere that their presence is even ignored. The trioxide is normally a black solid. The tetroxide is a red/browny gas. Pentoxide is highly reactive on the other hand, and yet it is also in small concentration. As it is highly reactive, it forms nitric acid, which is HNO3, when decomposed in water. Next up we have some nitrogen oxide, which is more commonly known as the laughing gas. NO is largely produced by anthropogenic means. Biogenic is thought to only be less than about 10%. It has the same failure to absorb O2 into blood like carbon monoxide. It leaves more vulnerable people such as infants and older generations at risk. NO2 is present in the atmosphere and in acid rain. It produces nitric acid when dissolved in water. NO2 can react with UV to create ozone and change to NO. NOx is produced from the reactions of nitrogen and oxygen gases in the air during combustion, especially at high temperatures. In areas of high motor vehicle traffic, such as in large cities, the amount of nitrogen oxides emitted into the atmosphere as air pollution can be very significant. NOx gases are formed whenever combustion occurs in the presence of nitrogen. This includes in car engines. They are also produced naturally by lightning. As you can see by the pie chart, NOx emitted in the City of London. Major roads contributes to 65%, minor roads only 3%, commercial gas is 26%. So the big overall producers are combustion of fossil fuels. Formation of photochemical smog. Ever wonder why there was these misty clouds above cities? No? Okay, well I'm going to tell you anyway. Photochemical smog is due to a mixture of pollutants that are formed when nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds react to sunlight. The chemical reactions are shown here. NO2 can be broken down by UV to form NO, which is nitric oxide, and an oxygen radical. The radical can then react with atmospheric oxygen, which is O2, to form O3, which is ozone. Ozone is consumed by nitric oxide to produce nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Harmful products such as PAN are produced by reactions of NO2 plus hydrocarbons. Main source of these hydrocarbons is the VOCs. Oxygenated and inorganic compounds, ROX, react with the nitric oxide to produce more nitrogen oxides. Because of VOCs, nitric oxide and nitrogen oxide are consumed, like in reactions 4+5, allowing the buildup of ground-level ozone. Health impacts. Health impacts can occur from short-term, long-term, and just heavy exposure. Short-term shows that the irritation of respiratory systems, eyes, and skin. It can cause coughing and choking, nausea, headaches, and abdominal pain. Long-term effects are asthma and respiratory infections. Very high levels can lead to anywhere from death, genetic mutations. Okay, maybe not as bad as that guy, but genetic mutations, it can cause harm to a fetus, decreased female fertility, spasms, rapid pulse. The effects on plants can lead to leaf depletion and cause a reduction in growth or stop growth altogether, as you can see here by my brilliant drawings of a happy plant not exposed to NOx, and then you can see by this guy, this poor guy, who hasn't grown as much due to NOx blocking the leaf from performing any photosynthesis. Another form of NOx can damage ecosystems is acid rain, where NOx and SOx react with water and oxygen in the air and form sulfuric and nitric acid. Acid rain will fall and reduce water pH, which increases the aluminium absorption in soil, which when carried to lakes and streams increases the toxicity, and then ends up killing the aquatic life – like Nemo here. How to reduce NOx pollutants. One of the ways is selective catalytic reduction systems. Typically, SCR's systems can achieve NOx removal efficiencies over 90%. Selective catalytic reduction systems is a chemical process of using a reductant like ammonia to convert NOx into diatomic nitrogen, N2, and water, H2O, with the aid of a catalyst. With the reactions for 4NO plus 4NH3 plus O2 then is converted to 4N2 plus 6H2O, N2O2 plus 4NH3 plus O2 to 3N2 plus 6H2O, and then finally NO plus NO2 plus 2NH3 gives us 2N2 plus 3H2O. For the system to work, ammonia and NOx need to mix. To do this, ammonia is injected into the system. There are two basic strategies that are used to perform this. One way being dense grid of injection pipes or coarse grid of injection pipes with mixers. Now, dense grid ammonia injection has many injection lances with multiple nozzles per lance. Often no mixer or only a local mixer. Lances grouped into zones for tuning. Benefits of dense grid injections are low pressure drop, more tunable for maximum NOx reduction. The cons are the pluggage of nozzles, requires very good velocity profile, tuning not as predictable as sometimes envisioned. Next up we have coarse grid ammonia injection, where they use fewer injection lances compared to dense grid by a factor of 5 to 10. Lances located immediately upstream of a static mixer, often multiple stages of mixers. Some of the benefits: fewer nozzles and larger openings, less prone to pluggage. Coarse grid issues are higher pressure loss, and tuning is not as straightforward as it seemed. And thanks for watching.